It is the 8th day of Christmas, and my true love gave to me a homemade wood balm. What is a wood balm? Well, if you have some wooden utensils that you love and care for, and you want to keep them from cracking and keep them useful for truly generations to come, then a wood balm is your answer. Now, so we're gonna make our own today. This is not hard to do, and you can find lots of recipes online, but the key, in my opinion, is to not do a recipe with mineral oil. I just don't think mineral oil is good for much of anything. Personally, again, these are my convictions. Within my kitchen, certainly touching any type of utensil that we're gonna be putting with food, and even really also just for the earth. So our wood balm is going to be using beeswax. Now, if you've been following along with the gift giving series, you know that we've been using the beeswax for quite a bit of things. And so buying some, and the link is going to be down below, you'll be able to use it readily for all kinds of different uses. So we've got about 2 tablespoons of home rendered beeswax in this 1/4 pint jar. Now I've broken, and again, if you've followed along, you know that my beeswax is not perfect. And the one you buy online will be, so that'll be good for you. You want to have it in as small a piece as possible to help the melting, facilitate that melting a lot sooner. So I've got 2 tablespoons of the beeswax, and then I'm going to be using organic coconut oil and adding about 6 tablespoons of organic coconut oil. We're gonna melt all of that together, let it cool in here, because this is the jar I'm going to use to hold my wood balm. Alternatively, you can go buy these tins, and again, I'll link down below so that you can give this as a gift to someone. And how nice would it be to give someone a gift, especially someone that loves to be in the kitchen, some homemade wood balm with a beautiful wooden spoon or spatula, any type of wooden utensil. I think that's a beautiful gift, right? Wrapped with a bow, put into a pretty bag. I think it's just really sweet. And so that's what we're gonna do today. So as I've said, I've got 2 tablespoons of beeswax already measured out, and I'm putting them in this jar because I just think this is going to be the most useful for me to actually lather up my wooden utensils, but also it just makes it easier to not have to make a mess elsewhere. I can melt everything in this as well. I'm going to add in 6 tablespoons of organic coconut oil. Just kind of eyeballing the measurements here. The coconut oil helps to moisturize the wood, and the beeswax actually helps to retain that moisture. So I've got everything in here. I'm gonna throw this in the microwave for about 2 minutes and get it all melted. 2 minutes is all it took. Be very careful when picking up your glass jar. It gets very hot. Beeswax melts at a very high temperature, and so it has to get really hot to get everything melty, so just take caution. So I'm just gonna use my spoon to really kind of mix it up. There's not much more that has to be done. I am going to put this in the refrigerator in a little bit. Now, because this is so hot, I don't wanna go put it in the fridge just like this. I'm gonna let it sit at room temperature, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator to help really get that cooling process going faster. In the meantime though, these are my collection of wooden utensils that are handmade. I've gotten most of these, if not all of them, at different and varying Homesteaders of America conferences, and I just love them. I'm so pleased and excited about them, and I really want to keep them looking and performing as best as they can with little cracks. So I'm going to show you what I do. I'm just going to take some of my previously made wood balm, rub it in my hands, and then I basically just kind of massage all of my wooden utensils. Now, when you have something like this, like a ladle, you just really, it's easy to get the outside and the handle right, but you also need to make sure you're getting the inside just as well, if not a little bit better. Where the wood is thinner, right, you can kind of see like a thin edge here. Where the wood is thinner is where it is more prone to crack once it's dry and brittle. And so by using the wood balm, you are helping to prevent any damage from happening to your handmade utensils. And so I lather it up really good, get some more, and go to the next one. And I will do this about once every 4 to 6 weeks, just when I think about it, or you know, maybe I'm washing one of these in the sink and I think, gosh, this could really use a good moisturizer. And so then I will do it maybe the next day or so. But I find it really relaxing. I don't have a whole lot to do. I've got, 6 here. So it's not overwhelming. It doesn't take much time. And I will usually do it at night. And then I can just leave everything out on the counter to really dry before I put it back the next day. I should also mention that when you're using wooden utensils, spoons, spatulas, etc., you don't really ever want to wash these in the dishwasher. These are a hand wash item only. It really just, again, helps to protect the integrity of your utensil. By putting in the dishwasher, it really will start to get brittle and crack, no matter how many times you do this. I've had it happen, so I speak from experience, and I don't put them in anymore. Okay, all 6 are done. It really took no time at all. Here's my also other favorite part about this, is my hands are a little bit greasy from this, but it's just beeswax and coconut oil. It's the perfect moisturizer. And then just like for the rest of the day, my hands feel so good. And again, especially doing this at night, you wake up and you're like, ooh, my hands feel really soft. That's it for day 8 of our Christmas giving series. Again, I'm just going to leave this to cool on the counter. It's still very hot. I will probably just package it all up tomorrow. In the meantime, though, my wooden utensils look fantastic. I hope you'll consider doing this again, if not for anybody else, but for yourself. Invest in some really beautifully made, handmade quality wooden utensils and make a wood balm. And get some and then pair it as a gift for your loved ones. It's a fantastic homemade but functional gift. Thanks for joining me today. Stay healthy, stay well. I will see you tomorrow.